Hello guys, welcome to another video. Now today I just want to go through a few do's and don'ts when using this pressure toolkit. And today I'm just looking at some price action on NQ. I'm on the 10-second time frame, scaling of 3. But today I just wanted to go through a little bit of this price action from Wednesday and just go through some of the signals and what to look for with the toolkit, what not to look for, what to avoid. And first of all, this is just pre-market and this is really, really volatile action. I wouldn't even trade in this area because it's way too unpredictable for me. So although there are some good signals here, like this bearish absorption up here, and as you can see, price dumped from there. We got more bearish absorption up here. This is trap buyers. We got very aggressive selling in this candle. So price did go down from these signals, but this is just too unpredictable for me. Really volatile. So I would kind of wait until things calm down. And right around here, this is like where I would start trading. So just to begin with, I already see a really good signal right here with pretty decent absorption from this absorption line level. We got trap buyers up here, absorption dots, and we've got aggressive selling on the very next candle. This is the combination I always look for, is passive selling, aggressive selling on the next candle. And this is a good selling pressure combination, but we need to confirm if this is the right decision to go short off of these signals. And the way I like to confirm that is with delta and with the actual trend. So one of the ways I like to trade with this toolkit is to trade with the trend. And the way to determine the trend is to see if price and delta is moving in the same direction. So at this point, we can see that the price is clearly moving downward and the delta is also moving downward. You know, you might say this delta is neutral, but it is making lower lows along the way. So if anything, it's really weak delta. There's no positive delta. The negative delta is still stronger here. So the price is moving downward, delta is moving downward, and we're getting a really good selling combination up here with passive selling and aggressive selling directly after that. So this is a good short for me. For sure, you would want to take that short. And if you're looking for a position to exit, I mean, let's see if you guys notice anything here. If you watched my previous video, you know what I said about the big trades. If you get a big bearish trade at the bottom of a move, so price is becoming oversold here. We're getting a big bearish trade at the bottom of this move. This is actually a signal of selling exhaustion. And this actually warns you that price is about to pull back or reverse. And that's exactly what happened here. We got buying absorption here and the pullback occurred. So that would be a good place to exit because you're using actual data that there's likely to be a pullback here. And, you know, it's a good exit position nonetheless. But yeah, this is a really good short right here with really strong selling going on. We get bearish absorption here and bullish absorption on the same candle. That's quite rare. But regardless, let's just go through this price action and see what else we notice. So price goes down. The delta is still bearish at this point. We get some bullish absorption. Price pulls up. And then we get this really big bullish trade. Now, I want to focus on this trade because I want you guys to take a look at this one. And if you can spot why this is a bad long, we're going to get buying orders along the way and we're going to get big bullish orders along this downtrend. But why do we not enter this? Well, we don't enter this because one, there's no passive buying directly before it. That's one thing I always look for, is buying absorption directly before a big bullish order. Now, the other reason is we're in a downtrend. We're in a downtrend. The delta is going lower. There's no strong positive delta here. So I always use CVD as confirmation, right? If this CVD was actually starting to go up and we got really good passive orders here, we got some bullish absorption before this aggressive buy, then maybe I would go long, but that's just not the case in this scenario. Price has gone down, delta's moving down, so this is not a good long, right? So in this downtrend, what we're looking for is shorts. We want to go short because if the delta's moving down, that means the sellers are in control, and the likelihood is that price is going to go lower. So we get some aggressive selling here, but there's no passive selling. So in my opinion, these are, I mean, you could have used your discretion to go short here, but I personally wouldn't. But price goes down regardless. Then we meet an absorption line level where price reacts pretty perfectly off of that line. This can be used as support, but we get a pullback. We get more bearish absorption here, and price goes even lower. There's no real signals here for me to go short either, but price moves down nonetheless. Again, we get a lot of buying in this candle here, but the delta is super weak, still downtrending, price downtrending. So there's no passive buying, no reason to go long off of this candle. There's no support level, so really there's no reason to go long. However, we do get passive buying on this candle with aggressive buying after. This is a buying pressure combination that I like to use in my long entries. But there are some red flags. We've got bearish absorption on this candle. That's automatically a red flag. Why is there bearish and bullish absorption on this candle? Here's another red flag. This is a really strong green engulfing candle with a lot of aggressive buying. But the delta on this candle is less than the previous negative delta on these smaller red candles. So that's another red flag. And the third red flag is we're in a downtrend. The delta is still moving downward, right? So we're in a downtrend. Delta's not moving up yet, so there's really no reason to go long. The likelihood is you might be able to get a scalp on a pullback, but this is still moving down, right? So really, this is a bad trade for those very reasons. Now, if we want to go short again, we wait for the pullback. So we get a really big selling order here, but we don't get any passive selling just before it. You know, I would have liked to see some absorption here, and then maybe I would have taken that short. But, you know, I kind of want to have really high confidence in my trades. And for me, this would not be a high confidence trade, but it did turn out to be okay. We got some more bearish absorption here. Price went down, aggressive selling, price went down. So we get some absorption here, and then we get another aggressive buy. Again, there's no passive buying just before it. I like to see passive buying on the candle directly before it for me to, you know, consider a buying position. But again, the red flags remain the same. We're moving downward with the price. The delta's still very, very bearish. So we're going to avoid this. There's no point to go long here. So price breaks this level here. We get a lot of selling we get a lot of selling here. We get a little bit of a pullback, more aggressive selling. Really no entries up until this point. And if you guys notice anything here, then good job. But what I see is passive selling and aggressive selling. This is the combination we like, right? Delta's moving down, price moving down. Price just pulled back. This is a great area to go in because price just pulled back. We're in a downtrend. Delta's moving down. So there's really no evidence that price is going to be going higher. And we've got our bear buys. We've got our signals telling us there's a lot of selling pressure right here, right? We've got bearish absorption. Directly after that bearish absorption, we've got aggressive selling. So right there would be a great entry. Honestly, that meets all the conditions for a short entry in my books. Now, where do we exit? Again, what did I say about our big trades? If you see a big selling trade at the bottom of a move, right? Because this is our move, we go short from there. This is already at the bottom of the move. You know, if you got a big trade up here, that's completely fine. But this big trade is already at the bottom of the move. Price becoming oversold. This is a warning sign that price is either going to pull back or reverse. And this is selling exhaustion. So if we took a short here, this is selling exhaustion. You might want to get out because this is a warning sign. Price is either going to pull back or reverse. So you want to be careful at these levels, right? So then we move down to this level where we start getting some bullish absorption, pretty strong bullish absorption, right? Because we're now getting these big absorption dots. And if you didn't watch the previous video, the big absorption dots actually have a look back period where it compares volume in the last 100 bars. These are a little bit more significant than our smaller absorption dots. And at this point, is there anything else you guys notice? And I'll give you a clue. It's to do with the delta. If you guys notice this, great job. So we have our low here, right? If we draw a line to these lows where the absorption is going on, and then we draw a line at the same place with the delta, there is a divergence here, right? So delta is slowly starting to move up, whereas the price made a lower low. So this is a delta divergence. If you don't know what delta divergence is, it's a little bit of a warning sign that price might reverse. It's basically telling you that buyers are starting to take a little bit of control here, but the price is going lower. This is a divergence, usually a warning sign that price might reverse, right? So at this point, we start getting a lot of heavy bullish absorption. And from this point on, you can see that price actually did reverse with pretty heavy absorption, pretty decent aggressive buying, and price went up. And at this point, you can see it night and day, the difference in delta, right? In comparison to before, where we were clearly moving down in this delta. And then at this point where this absorption occurred, aggressive buys started coming in and this delta became pretty bullish, right? So at this point, with price going up, with delta moving up, your buys should switch to bull buys. And at this point, you might want to focus more on long positions than short positions. Okay, so I've moved forward about an hour, and here's another volatile period on NQ. We're still on a 10-second chart, but I wanted to point something out here as well. It's quite interesting. So we got a really strong uptrend with a lot of aggressive buying. You know, price moved up with force. We get this big trade when price starts to become overbought, right? So this delta is really healthy. It's moving up nicely. You would have bull buys at this point, right? We get this big trade. We start hitting some resistance levels, and a big bullish trade when price is overbought is a warning sign, guys. This is buying exhaustion. And as you can see, we had a little bit of a pullback here. And then we had some bullish absorption. Price went higher. And we have this big resistance level where we have some bearish absorption. But if you guys notice this, again, great job. But this is why delta is important. We have price going higher. And we have a pretty dramatic delta divergence here. So you can see here the delta is really dropping when price is still going higher. So this is again a warning sign that a reversal may occur. And you always want to be on the lookout for these delta divergences because they truly are a predictor in many cases. So we get a really big order here. We have price hitting an absorption line resistance level. We have absorption here, goes down, absorption here, price goes up. A really big selling order here. And then we hit resistance. We get absorption at resistance. We get a really aggressive selling order here. Price drops down. Then we get some absorption at our point of control. So at this point, do I take a short position up here? No. This is still, at this point, still an uptrend, right? It's a really strong uptrend. Yes, we hit a resistance level and we have absorption at resistance, but it's still a strong uptrend. And yes, I know the delta is going down. At this point, you need to think about short positions because the delta is dropping quite significantly, right? And we did just hit a resistance level. We got absorption at resistance level. So at this point, you need to think about these things. You need to look for good selling positions. And if you get a good selling signal, you might want to enter it because the delta is starting to move down. And at this point, the price starts to move down, right? So what happens here? It's a weekly point of control level where we get some bullish absorption and we get a little bit of a pullback. But here is your short entry. Maybe you guys already noticed this earlier, but we get some trapped buyers up here. This is an absorption signal. This is bearish absorption. And right after that, the combination we like to see is passive selling, aggressive selling, really, really aggressive selling on this candle. I mean, look at this. Look how many pressure bubbles there are. But yeah, we got some passive selling. We got aggressive selling. Delta is moving down pretty dramatically. We got a delta divergence. We hit a resistance level. We got absorption at the resistance level. So many bearish signs here, guys. And yeah, this is a pretty clear short entry for me. You know, we've got the selling pressure combination that I like. And this is what happened. Price just dumped from there, right? And the delta just kept on decreasing. You know, we broke that point of control level. We dropped quite heavily. And then right here, we got some aggressive buying coming in. But as you can see, why do we not take this long position, guys? There's no bullish delta at all. Like, this is super weak. We're in a downtrend. The delta's downtrending. There's no passive buying here at all. So there's no reason to even listen to this signal. So the conditions are just not there. When you have this sort of price action with this sort of downtrend and this heavy negative delta also downtrending, you're going to want to go short, you know? So we didn't get any passive selling here. I would have liked to see that. Maybe with different scaling or a different time frame, there is some passive selling here. But look at all this aggressive selling, you know, right here. We pulled back, aggressive selling. This would have been a nice short as well. So guys, I just want to make that quick video to hopefully teach some of you guys about confirmation with CVD. I think it's one of the most important tools in order flow. And if you do not use it, please use it. It truly can be a predictor of price. And as I demonstrated today, the delta divergences can be very, very important in your trading. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little quick video, and please comment below what you would like to see next with this pressure toolkit. I have some ideas in mind, but I do want to upload more longer videos. So if you guys are interested, just comment below what you'd like to see, and I'll do my best to pump out some videos for you guys. So again, if you would like to get access to this pressure toolkit, it will be available on our website. Just please check the links in the description. And guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.